And we're back. This is your host, Jesse, aka Jeezy, aka whatever the fuck you want to call me. We are here, Up Next Podcast, and we have our next guest, Miss Magda. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to chat with you and just share my story. Hopefully it's interesting enough to keep your listeners engaged. But
I think so.
At the very least, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. That's what we're the whole point of it. It's like, get to know our guests, get to know everybody, and also just, start a conversation about anything or everything. Well, let's hear a little bit about yourself. The platform is totally yours, and let's start wherever you want to start. Whether past or present. So
okay, well, I'll go high level then. I'm 34, female, mother of two, working lady.
All right.
Wearing all the hats. I work in insurance, in the marketing and communications piece of it.
How does that work? Like, what's your role in that position?
I am the assistant vice president for California, and Utah, and
well, like when I think insurance, I'm either thinking health or car. So
I work at a brokerage that does everything. So it's
not just the one market; it's several markets.
Yeah, it's very specialty. Like it's more than I think the common names that you may hear like that have commercials. This is mostly businesses. Very large businesses, public companies, high net worth clients. So usually the executives at those companies. So their cars, their homes, their life insurance. There's also like financial services and, workers' comp and that stuff. And then we have the employee benefits side too. And so although I'm licensed and I could sell, I've transitioned my career from the sales and service to the marketing side and just providing support to our sales teams and training them and making sure that they have what they need to be successful. So doing that, I really enjoy it. Okay.
I was going to just ask, like, as the personal side of things, as far as like, do you feel excited going to work, or is it just kind of like, okay, it's a job to support your family, or is it like, a passion, or are you just kind of like maybe interested in pivoting?
It's definitely become more of a passion the more people that I interact with, because then it feels impactful.
Do you interact with a lot of people, like, like a lot of clients or customers? I guess clients, right?
So my clients are the employees at the company, which are producers, the sales producers. And so I help them, make sure that their clients are happy. So it's like a trickle down effect. So when their clients are happy, my clients, the sales teams are happy, and then I'm happy. So I'm more like behind the scenes now, which I really like.
All right. And so you kind of get to enjoy, just having those kind of conversations and kind of problem solving for them as far as like just getting things done.
Yeah, I'm a problem solver. That's it.
I think people need more of that, more problem solving. Because not a lot of people, they just usually like to pass on the problem to somebody else or escalate it upwards when they should kind of take the initiative. But that's my take.
Yeah, no, I'm a fixer, almost to a fault where I should delegate, but I don't, because I like to make sure that it gets done to my OCD of a standard.
Yeah, of course. We all have those standards.
Yeah.
No, it's good to have that good, strong work ethic, because, if you don't, then obviously you kind of like don't want to do it, or you pass it off, and yeah, that's good. All right. Well, let's elaborate a little more. Tell us more about yourself. Family members. Do you have sisters, brothers, etc.?
I have one sister. She's older than me, and then I have two half siblings. I have an older half sister and an older half brother. I'm the baby from all of them. Nice. I spend most of my time with my full sister, I guess. I consider them. I consider them all like just full. Yeah. But technically, I have two halves. But
okay, I have a half brother myself, so older, 50-ish. Well, no, I think he's older now, almost 60. I know, I forget sometimes, so I'm terrible. I should be knowing these things more often, but
time just flashes by, though.
It does. You know, you just end up being like that little kid, and then now you're old. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like I forget. There's extended family, and
that is something I struggle with, is realizing that I'm not a child anymore, and I have to like take care of other people and myself.
Yeah.
And I just want to be taken care of.
Like, you have 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, how's that like? You know, balancing that as a work mom and a mom. So I mean,
well, the younger years were harder because they required more
attention.
Yeah, they had more needs that needed to be met. And now, you know, we have our rhythm. They're great. They, you know, they do well in school. They're very independent. And I try to just support them, like, whatever they're interested in. So my son, he's really into soccer. So I'm, without a choice, I'm a soccer mom.
Okay.
So I had to learn the sport. Usually every time he, you know, plays a game, I'm like, is that allowed? Is that the rule? So I'm learning.
That's good, though. You want to be engaged in that, share the interest, but also know the rules. So
yeah, I think the rules are important, because sometimes at the early years I would clap when they'd be like, why are you clapping?
Yeah, that's a penalty.
I was like, oh, that's not a good thing.
He wasn't supposed to kick the other person.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm still learning.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's been good. They are really helpful. I think they understand that, you know, parents, we're also like just figuring it out. And I do try to tell them that, like, just because I'm an adult doesn't mean I have anything figured out. And every adult does not. Like, we're all just works in progress.
I realized that at a very young age too myself. My parents, I was like, oh yeah, they're human. They make mistakes. I think I figured that out like probably around 14 or 15, where I just realized, you know, they're not perfect. You know, when you're so little, like,
you idolize them, right?
Yeah, they're like the buck stops with them. It's like they should know all the answers. They have everything under control, or at least they give the illusion of always being in control about things, and you believe that illusion. But then you realize, okay, you know, they don't know everything.
Yeah. And so I do put that disclaimer with them. I just tell them, like, I'm here to help and learn with you. Like,
I like that disclaimer. Like, yeah, you know what, by the way, you know, buyer beware. You know, just kind of like, I don't know everything. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, just so that they can't come after me later. I tell them, I said, my only job is to make sure that, like, they're happy and healthy, and both physically and mentally. And good. If I can't provide that, at least I can help them get the support, you know, where they need it. You know, I don't want them to feel like it's all on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, they're pretty well rounded. They have a pretty good understanding of things. They understand, you know, that adults can make mistakes sometimes too, and I think it makes them feel okay when they do make mistakes, because it's just human. It doesn't make them a bad kid or anything.
No one's perfect. So obviously, you know, they have to understand that too, and not be so hard on themselves when they make mistakes. That, like, okay, what can I learn from this, and how can I be better, you know? And I think if you're always trying to be better, I think that's a good quality in people.
Right.
Yeah. So let's hear a little more about you. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Riverside and Moreno Valley.
Okay.
Younger years in Riverside.
Were you born in Riverside?
I was a baby in Riverside. I was technically born like on the side of the freeway in Apple Valley.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't
know that. Okay. Well, here you go. Maybe I can find a news article on you. Like, yeah, woman gives birth on the side of the freeway. Okay.
Yep. Don't use that as like my password reset, Apple Valley. but yeah, I grew up over there. And then in like middle school and high school, I was in Moreno Valley, which is, you know, where I met your wife and have been friends with her for ever.
You're the trio, the third BFF. So yeah,
I fly under the radar in the background, but constantly talk.
But you're always there.
Yeah, I am always there. She's always there too. We're just
for the big events.
Always there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I was athletic as a child. I played softball. I was really good. Both me and my sister were very good.
So never soccer?
I never played soccer.
Okay.
I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, it's too much running. But
softball, okay.
Yeah, I was really good. My sister was really good. We were all-stars.
Nice. Didn't know that. See?
Yeah.
We're learning.
I can still kind of hit a ball, but it's a lot more work now.
It'd be so, you know, it's crazy because a lot of people, they don't have that hand-eye coordination. You know, you see, like, you know, people throwing a first pitch at a baseball game, and they're like, they can't even throw a ball. So it's like, you know, I think people need to, like, understand that, yeah, you might want to learn how to do that one day. Because, you know, might be asked to throw a first pitch at a game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know if I still can do it. Maybe I could get by. Sometimes I do throw a ball and I'm like, I don't even know what happened to my arm. My brain and my arm didn't connect there.
My
It just went sideways.
Speaking of that, just I asked the wife to like, here, hand me this, and she'll totally throw it the opposite way, just kind of like right over my head.
She didn't play sports, yeah.
Just, I'm like, are you really like serious? Like, I don't know. Anyways, so moving on, we're gonna do this lightning round segment. This is kind of a new round of questions. So without even having to think about it, I want to know here, no ums or pauses or anything like that. It is a lot of pressure, but I think you can handle it.
Okay.
So we're gonna start right away, and just first thought that comes to your mind, boom, answer it. So, favorite food?
Mexican.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite drink?
Tequila. Wait, water.
Tequila it is.
Tequila with water. Ice.
What's your go-to movie you could watch over and over?
Bedazzled, apparently.
Bedazzled, huh?
I do like that movie. If it's on, I will watch it. Or The Wedding Singer. I'm an addict for those.
Love it. Dream car?
Mercedes?
You said, there's no ums allowed.
My instinct was to say a car that works.
Okay. A car that works. Dream car. Yes.
I just need a car to get me from point A to point B, and I'm good.
Okay. Dream vacation.
I was going to say Hawaii, but I've been there.
It's not
so
an answer.
The moon.
Good one. That I would have totally guessed that one too for me. Like, it would have been like, okay, space. One wish. What would it be?
Oh my God. I'm singing a song in my head right now, right when you said that. The One Wish song.
Don't know
because if I had one, okay, I won't sing because this is recorded. Those who know, but
I don't know. So who's the artist?
I think it's an R&B artist, and I want to say maybe Omarion, but I think that's wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
So what is your one wish?
Maybe
Moving on.
Sure. I'm sorry. Okay. My one wish is for the people I care about to be happy and healthy.
Good one. If you could bring back one dead artist, who'd you bring back?
Tupac.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I feel like he was before his time.
Dream job.
Residual income. Just money for doing nothing.
Just okay, so just have
money.
real estate investments and businesses, just kind of self-sufficient, self-reliant.
I just want the direct deposits. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right. Well, just being rich.
Pretty much, yeah, in a nutshell.
Okay. So if you had to give up a leg or an arm, what would you give up?
I think I would give up an arm because I don't like the idea of not being able to run away if I was inclined to run.
Well, I feel you could have a prosthetic leg and still get away with it as opposed to arms, but that's just my opinion.
I know, but I feel like you put a lot of weight on it every day, and then it probably hurts. There may be some friction there.
Maybe.
An arm, I could wear like a sweater and have a prosthetic arm. Also, especially if it's my left arm, I could do without it because it's practically disconnected from my body anyways.
So you just go all right-handed.
I would 100% be right-handed. However, if I lost my right arm, I would be screwed.
You'd be screwed.
Yeah, there's no hope for me.
Yeah, I can see you're holding the microphone with the right. So
oh yeah, I lean right. Everything's right.
And we could thank Miss Magda over here for that 10th question. So I was running out of ideas.
I feel like it should be painful. The question should be painful, where it's like, would you rather eat worms or be bitten by a shark? That's for you, Jesse.
Well, for me, I'd rather eat the worms, obviously. I'm not going to get bitten by a shark. I'm dying here. Or just eat some fucking worms. Like, yeah, I'll fucking eat some worms.
It's probably a delicacy in another country anyways.
It is. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. I think, wasn't there a child's book over it?
I don't know.
I think there was either a child's book or a cartoon. I remember this guy bet. Yeah, I'm remembering it now. So it's all slowly coming back. This kid bet, like, oh, I bet you can't eat 100 worms, and I'll give you $100. And then he was just kind of finding them one by one, and then he was trying to be that person that deters him from getting that 100th worm so he doesn't have to pay him. So I think it was a book.
I don't know that book.
Yeah, I think it was a book. I don't know.
But it sounds familiar. Pocket of your childhood right now.
I think so. You triggered something like, oh my God, childhood unlocked. It's like, ding, 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 ding. Makes a little music. Mm-hmm. So that was good, I mean, a little slower, but we managed through it pretty quickly. Well, no worries. You said a few ums, little 2 or 3s, but that's okay.
I'm a work in progress.
We are.
That's a big one.
We are trying to work on ourselves all the time. I know I am, and I know you are. So Appreciate it. See, there you go.
It's contagious.
You got me saying it.
That's my fault. It's contagious.
Yes, it's so contagious. I need a drink. So how about these current events, war in Ukraine, inflation, real estate properties? Where do you land on everything?
Well, I think real estate is too high right now, and I'm hoping that the market crashes, to be honest.
Really?
Will
that affect insurance?
No matter what, insurance is okay.
Okay.
No matter what.
That ain't going anywhere, huh?
Yeah, on whatever side the economy is during the recession, it's doing all right. During the boom, it does better. During COVID, it did great.
Really?
Yeah, so insurance is something that will always be there.
How were you affected by COVID, by the way, since we just got out of the pandemic? Were you affected by it as far as, got it really bad or didn't even get infected at all?
I was fine with it all.
Well, did you get COVID?
I did not get tested at any time to know if I was sick. I stayed to myself mostly anyways.
Okay. So isolated yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was so easy for me to do. Even in the early days of COVID, before it was officially stay-at-home orders and stuff, I chose to stay at home because I didn't know enough about it. And I saw it coming out early, and then I heard people in the office coughing, and I'm that person. I can't help it. Sometimes I'm a Karen.
Just manners.
And I walked by and I was like, who's coughing?
Oh, wow. Okay. You just let it be known.
Because it was the very early stages of COVID. They're saying people are dying. And then there's people coughing. And I could hear it. You can tell when someone doesn't cover their mouth when they cough. Just because you're, in a cubicle.
You can hear the sound either being muffled and covered up as opposed to loud and a little wet, just
so it was triggering me. It's almost like when someone coughs on an airplane. It's just too close for comfort. Why are you here?
Yeah.
But I went over there.
She still yells at me every time. I'll just have a random sneeze and just forget to cover myself up, or just happen so randomly that I don't have time to react.
It's a trigger for me. It is absolutely a trigger, especially with kids. Because
you don't believe in that a sneeze could come on randomly and not have the speed to cover up. I feel
80% of the time, it's coming.
80, but then there's that 20.
There could be maybe the sun.
I do. I make it a conscious effort. Sometimes the sun triggers
a sneeze for people, and it's involuntary.
Yeah.
Which is actually a genetics thing when people are triggered by the sun. I
get that sometimes.
Yeah, so that you don't really have much reaction. It's almost like it's just instinct. Boom. But I think a lot of it is a built up. Your body starts, it has an irritation. You get a twitch. You have a moment to bring, your arm up or a tissue up. You may not have time to get it out of your pocket.
Well, I sometimes get those, but I'm more conscious now, obviously because of COVID, and obviously because I have a wife that always says, cover up. Yeah. So I do. I make it a conscious effort, but every 1 out of 99 or out of 100, it's okay, I forget to cover up.
Yeah. Well, this lady was doing it repeatedly. So I went over there and I was like, who's sick? And she's like, oh, I'm not sick. This is actually, this is just a cough I've had for a month.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what do you mean? You are the problem. So because of that moment, I chose to stay home. And I told my boss, I was like, I'm staying home next week. I'm not coming back. And then a week later after that, they closed the office. And so I was never affected.
Oh, okay.
It worked out for me. I had a home set up already.
So you never had any symptoms?
I was only sick maybe once. It was light. I can't remember. I may have had COVID before COVID was a thing. Maybe in November before it was.
Okay. I heard a lot of people telling me that same thing. It was oh my God, I was so sick in around November, December.
Yeah, I had the flu, right? That's what I triggered. I considered it to be.
Yeah, and that's probably what it was.
But we all bounced back.
How did you deal with the isolation?
I thrived. I thrived in isolation.
Yeah.
I was so caught up on laundry.
Oh my God, yes. I think it. Yeah, for me, I don't know. It was yes, I loved it, but then parts of it I didn't like, because honestly, my health took a nosedive. It's that COVID. I was on the road a lot actually, and then I worked from home, but it was just a lot of junk food eating on the road, and I just gained weight. But I'm better now.
That's good. Yeah, I think I started cooking every single meal at home. Good. So we saved a lot of money there. Saved money on not driving. Insurance rates went down because they knew people weren't driving, so I saved money there.
There you go.
So I was like, oh wow, where else money come from? Just from not going out and
Yeah,
and
you
not
don't
buying
realize
makeup
it.
because I had to put makeup on
Oh
or buy
my
new clothes.
So really, you didn't have to get ready for the Zoom calls?
I was a hobbit all day. Like,
Yeah?
I'm like, sorry, internet's weak. Can't put my camera on. Got to save
Oh,
my
really?
bandwidth.
Nice. Okay, so you just kind of just stayed secluded.
Yeah,
in there. All right.
yeah. No, it was fine for me. And then I've always done online shopping. Instacart has been part of my life since before it was a thing.
Thank you, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. So it's a life changer, especially for
Yes.
me. I'm a busy person.
Yes.
Like we're all busy, right?
We are.
But it's one thing I don't have to use mental space for. Like figure out when I'm going to go to the store, when I'm going to pick it up. What do I need to get? I just add it to cart and shop once a week when I need it. And I save money by not going in the store and getting tempted because I'm easily tempted by
That's so
end cap
true.
aisles.
I know. You see things, you just kind of want to grab them. You know, it's like, what's that old saying? It's like never go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Oh yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
always hungry, so
Yeah.
it's like I can't do it.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, everything. I want it all.
And then this way, I have no shame deleting stuff from my cart. If I'm at the grocery store and I put everything on the belt, then I see the total.
Yeah.
Then I'm never gonna say put anything back.
Yeah, no one's going to do that.
But
no
I'm
one's
gonna do that at
walk
home.
of shame.
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't need these 2 boxes of Oreos or whatever. Maybe I'll just get one.
Yeah, maybe just one.
So it's been good for me. The kids probably suffered. They needed the social aspect of it.
I think young kids absolutely need that social interaction, because we're probably going to have like a whole generation of kids that isolate themselves just because of that. Because kids need that interaction. They kind of need that little growing pains, whether it's just, I don't know, like, okay, where do you stand on bullying? Like, for one thing, there's, again, because I go to my point being, it's like the philosophy of like, oh yeah, you need those harsh moments or that bullying to kind of be the better you, be the best you, the struggle. I mean, where do you stand on that?
Well, I definitely don't want my kids to be bullied or be a bully, but I do want them to understand that people suck in
Yes.
all stages of life. And
Absolutely.
if you don't know how to interact with difficult people or have difficult conversations without hurting one another, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. And there's a lot of adults now, even, that came from a really large bullying era that don't know how to interact with other adults without causing a problem. Either they avoid the conversation or they're overly aggressive and hurtful. And I think a lot of it stems from childhood. And so like my thing for the kids is like, I don't want to traumatize you. I want you to be able to work through your stuff or, seek help when you need it, because adults need to do that too, because nobody knows all the answers and it's so easy to mess up. It's just with everything.
Yeah.
You need help you need an expert for everything. You need an expert for your taxes, whether it's TurboTax or an actual accountant, or your insurance, or a mechanic, or an electrician, all of those things. You also need an expert in psychology.
I think so. I think, for mental health, I'm glad it's being more awareness and people are actually having the conversation. So you gave a great response, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you kudos for that one. It's like if I had gold stars, I'd give you one.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very on the forefront right now. It's like mental health. I think a lot of people are like not having enough open conversations. And I know for the male perspective, I know a lot of men, they kind of like don't want to be looked at as weak or, viewed in that light as far as like, no, it's like men are supposed to be strong and, we're going to be championing on and we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders and that's just what we do. So, I mean, yeah, it's very important and, it's I guess part of that aspect is dealing with the hard people and you deal with that at early age, being little, whether it's a bullying or, just someone that's being difficult. You got to learn how to interact with those people without going to fits of rage and anger and managing those
or shutting
feelings.
down. Some people will shut down.
Oh, absolutely. They isolate themselves.
Yeah,
you just run away from the problem. And yeah, that's cool. I like that. So good answer on you. And we're back.
I almost just spit out my drink.
No, I'll edit that part. I just wanted to throw that out there as a gag.
You got me.
No, let's kind of keep the conversation going with just current events. So, I mean, we just go back to like inflation and stuff like that. As far as like everything's going up. I mean,
except for wages.
Yes, except for
So
wages.
that's outrageous.
Yeah, we're having a battle for, a decent salary now. It just seems like, like if you're making over 60K, it's not even enough anymore.
So that's true. So $100,000 is the new median income.
Yeah.
That's like the new standard to have to not be below
Be
the
well
income.
off,
Yeah.
yeah.
To be comfortable. Like,
Yeah, absolutely anywhere. So you got, rents that are ridiculous.
yes.
You hear about people just, oh yeah, I'm paying like 3,000 for rent. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you're not buying, and you're not, a house. It's
And then how can they, right? 'Cause
yeah,
the
how can you?
And I think the thing with the housing market too is the investors are coming in with cash. They're buying
Yes.
it, and then they're charging astronomical rates for rent.
Mhm.
And I don't see any way that this is sustainable because people aren't making that much money
No.
on average. It shouldn't take, 4 people to support one mortgage or one rent,
Yeah.
So
It seems to be going on a lot more. It's just, okay, let's get roommates, let's get
Yeah.
a group of family, let's all get under one roof.
I'm a big fan of family compounds.
Okay.
Family compounds, I think, are the best if you have, a good family dynamic.
Yeah,
or
if-
even like friends,
Well, it's like going back to the whole COVID thing, when people were in isolation and having to just spend time with their families. It's like
They cracked. A lot of cracked.
everybody walked out. There's divorces went up,
Yeah.
child abuse,
Yeah.
just domestic abuse. Everything just shot up. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's pretty sad. I will say for my children, my son gained weight during COVID
Really?
because his sports were all shut down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
They
he's
need
still
that
trying-
running around.
Yeah, and he's still trying to get back his old stamina. It's
Yeah, for the running.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course. I was a victim of that myself. Just kind of like, well, not doing anything, just on the road. Let's eat, not work out, not do anything. Now it's like, okay, now that I'm able to, like, I make it an emphasis. It has to work out. I have to work out. It's like, I'm 40. I gotta work out.
Yeah, no, that's good. I need to work out too. Just my daughter shames me into
Really?
exercising.
Okay.
So we go to soccer where I sit for 2 hours and watch my son. I kind of watch my son practice, and my daughter's playing with like roller skates and jump roping.
Okay.
And she's like, "You want to jump rope with me?" No, I'm not gonna do that. Again, I'm a hobbit. I like to be isolated. I'm not gonna go in public and jump in my work clothes type of thing. And she's like, "Well, you never exercise.
Oh,
You
she
need
got a
to
point.
exercise." I mean,
You
kind
always
of.
do a bike ride.
Well, I told her cleaning is my exercise.
Yeah, okay.
And I am so fit from doing everyone's laundry and washing showers.
Oh my God, it's such a chore. Ugh. I feel like, well, it's really not, it's not like we're having to do it back in the old days, go down to the river and, let's scrape the clothes on the rocks. It's kind of more convenience now, but yet we still find it such an inconvenience to do it.
Yeah, I'm very inconvenienced by everything.
We're so spoiled.
I am. First world problems over
Yeah,
here.
first world problems, exactly. It's like the whole Starbucks and everything. Like, well, fuck, you got my drink wrong. Like, okay.
So my biggest then is it's fueled, right, by external factors. Like obviously the government plays
Yeah.
a part in it. And they just barely started raising interest rates as a way to like combat it. But really, I don't think that's going to give us
How does
any.
it combat? How does raising
So people are
interest
less
rates?
likely to buy homes,
Okay.
so that the prices will go down for supply and demand to balance
Okay.
out. That's not. I don't see that solving any problems.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this before we were on, but I consider like voting with your pocketbook.
Okay.
Pocketbook
Well, yeah.
is super old school terminology because who has a pocketbook? Voting with your Visa debit card.
Voting with your money.
Yes.
Or just,
Uh-huh.
protesting with your
Yes,
money.
so I do silent
Yeah.
protesting. So
Okay.
I think the ways to like influence things is put your money like where your mouth is. If you
Yes.
don't like seeing something, then don't put money into it, and eventually the market will change for whatever that is to adapt to the customer.
I think
because
so. I
it's
think
not
you're right.
sustainable. That's how the bubble hit. People were so happy to inflate and refinance and do all this stuff, and then the market was like, wait a minute, this is not to scale for what we're getting.
No.
Why is it over $500,000 for this 1-bedroom shack? So eventually it bottomed out, and that's when I got into real estate was during the recession,
During
because
2008.
around there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And that worked out, but hopefully it happens again,
I hope so.
and if
you
people
know.
are prepared for it, I think that would be good.
We have money squirreled away, so once those prices drop, I'm like, hell yeah, let's buy, because obviously the market's going to go back up, and then people want to buy, people want to lease, people want to rent, and generate revenue stream. So and then just keep copying that formula, and then like we'll be sitting on the beach and comfortably one day.
Yeah.
For retirement once upon a time. Or
it'd be nice to retire early while like everything still works. All the bones work. Like my back hasn't given out. I don't want to retire at 70 and only have however many years to enjoy all my hard work. So I hope to retire early.
Yeah, I think that's kind of our emphasis also, is just travel now. You know, even though, people get to enjoy it when they're retired, but enjoy it now. You know, it's because, you want to enjoy it now because you're able. Your bones aren't old. You can walk around. You could see this. You could see that. And we just got back from Coachella, and oh my God, walked 30 miles. I can imagine if I was like 60, retired or something. It's like,
at that point, you're too tired. It's not worth it. Yeah, you have money, but do you have the ability to enjoy all your hard work?
Correct. Yeah, it's like...
So it's a balance.
It is a balance. You just got to figure it out. I mean, where do you see yourself, like, down the road?
Well, literally down the road, because we're...
Down the road, yeah.
I live
Neighbor.
not too far. But I see myself taking my plan is to work hard now and take a little easier ride in my 40s, I hope. I'm going to call that like my second comeback. That's going to be my prime. Because I've been an old lady for like the last 15 years.
You've been a mom. You've been raising the kids. So it's like, it's a pass. So enjoy it. When the kids are older, then you could be like, okay, you could go out more and not have to worry about them burning down the house.
Yeah. And they're at that age now too, which is nice. It's just barely starting to get a little bit of that leeway.
So I gotta ask, has there been any of those kind of incidences where it's kind of been, like, for me, like, we just had this conversation with my sister, and I was like, I remember one time my dad beat the shit out of me because I was playing with matches, and like, in hindsight now, it's like, I shouldn't have been playing with matches, or I shouldn't have been doing that. I shouldn't have been sticking a fork in a toaster oven. So, has there been any of those type of stories where the kids kind of maybe did something that was unsafe or dangerous?
Overall, they're okay. They have a good head on their shoulders. The only time I could think of something specific was not due to their fault, but their uncle, who was in charge of them for that moment. So we went to Mexico. We go to Mexico very often to visit family. And so we were there. And I remember we pulled over to stop at a taco stand. And there was someone's horse, like, parked next to the taco stand, right? And my kids were little. My daughter was maybe, like, 5, so my son was maybe 8. And they're like, oh, can we go with you to get the tacos? I was like, sure. And I'm gonna stay in the car because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm efficient with my energy. I don't like to I don't like to waste it unnecessarily. I gotta store it in my bank. If you have somebody else
that's willing to go and do this,
it's a bonding experience for them. So I thought,
of course.
So they went to get it, and then it was taking time, so he took the kids to the horse and had them pick up some grass to feed it. And then the tacos were ready, and without thinking, he just walks away. I was like, you can't just leave these children next to a horse. And then my daughter, now she's like, okay, this is okay, right? We can feed him. So she grabs hay and she runs back to feed it. Well, now the horse's body language is different.
A little more agitated.
It's more agitated because now this small little thing's coming at it. I saw its front legs change. And right when I was about to scream for Jose to come back, sorry, I said his name, but their uncle to come back. Hopefully he doesn't hear this, even though I just shared the link to the Spotify with him. I'm talking about you, Jose.
Oh, damn.
Might as well. I'm committed now.
So go on.
So it lifts up, and right when the horse lifts up its front legs, my son noticed this, runs over and drags her body away because she's little, and he just like saved her life.
Nice.
And then
good for him.
And so that was it. I was like, I was so angry but so happy and proud of him, and
oh, what a great older brother.
Yeah, and he doesn't like to talk about it because I think it scared him, just the fact that it didn't happen. But I'm like, your instincts in that moment were right, and I'm proud of you. But
that's awesome. Didn't know that, so that's a great story to share. That's awesome. You. Yeah.
So he has a pretty solid head, so he does a good job there. My daughter, she's a little all over the place, but she avoids the obvious dangers. But I think if at that time, she was so little, but she figured it was safe because she had the go ahead in it.
Yeah. You kind of see someone else doing it, like, oh, okay, it's okay to do that. So
Everyone's
I was like,
doing it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Let's talk about your childhood and your kind of like accidents or any kind of injuries.
You
or
brought
anything.
up a memory. You unlocked a memory for me.
Did I now? Okay, tell me. Do tell.
Me and my sister used to play with fire in the garage, like all the time. I'm like thinking about this now.
Okay.
I hope she hears this so I can unlock her memory. And we would just find the most random things to burn.
Okay.
Like my brother who lived with us at the time, so he was like 15, 16 or so, and we were, gosh, we must have been like 9 and
okay.
11, maybe less. Maybe my sister was less.
I think for me, when I told you my story earlier, it was like 5.
Okay.
Maybe 4. I was pretty young. I
That's
just
pretty young.
remember being super little and just, okay, this is cool. Like you're discovering fire. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, I felt like
Because-
I was like a like a cave
Cave
person,
person,
like
yeah.
unlocking
You're
the
like,
mysteries.
Okay,
like
well, this is
in
cool.
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would burn his cologne because it would burn a pretty blue color. I
Oh,
remember that.
okay, that's probably the fascination.
And we would
Like
burn
magic.
like nail polish and flammables all the time. It
Oh,
was
wow.
just so. I think about it now, so dumb. And there was like
The adult version of you now.
the
is like, oh.
the adult version of me now just
What were you
shames me all the time.
But I think you're so little. You're discovering the world. You're discovering the fascination of, science or just chemical reactions. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
I felt like a scientist.
pretty colors. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're learning the world. And honestly, it's like you can't blame kids for being curious, and you can't blame them for like, okay, let me not do that. So it's like you have to have patience, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I do have a lot more patience now. I think having kids has taught me a lot. Patience is
I
one
think
of
so.
them.
And
And
some
supervision
parents-
is another.
Some parents don't. They don't ever learn it.
Yeah.
They just kind of like take it out on them for whatever frustration they might feel.
As an adult now, I see a lot of things in my childhood that I thought were normal that weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't want to normalize. So I call them out. So when I see stuff that's wrong, I call it out. And not secretly, I call it out in front of my kids so that they know. I'm like, that's not normal behavior.
That's good.
And, I'm sure psychologists or therapists may disagree with that. But at the same time, it's like,
No, I mean, what's
I don't
to
want to
disagree
normalize
on
anything that's not normal.
No.
Even like drinking. So I drink and I
Okay.
tell them that. And they know that. I don't drink with them most of the time. I think you'll find that if I ever have my kids in a social setting, I'm not drinking.
that? Really?
Yeah. But occasionally I will drink. So like on holidays or something, at my home, I will drink.
Okay.
But only in a social setting. And I tell them like alcohol can easily, if it's not, it has to be done responsibly. And, people can easily go, even at like one time, go in the wrong direction with it. And it could have lasting effects. And they ask me a lot of questions like, well, why do you do it? If it's bad for your body. And it's a hard conversation.
It is. You have to explain it, which I like. I like those questions when I do get asked that. It's like you do try to like, do I even know that answer? Let me break it down. Why and this and
Trauma.
that.
I'm just kidding.
It just feels good. Like, okay, it feels good. Let me just write it
Which
down.
is a really hard answer because there's a lot of things that feel good that you shouldn't do.
Well, you shouldn't do things in excess. So
That's part of it too. I tell them that too.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
moderation.
And because
Exactly.
even too much water can kill you, too much salt can kill you,
absolutely.
too much sugar. So I tell them anything too much of is bad for you.
Yeah, you can't have steak every day. Then it just loses its specialty. It's like, it's like anything has to be done in moderation. So, yeah, good on you. Good on you. Any other childhood stories to share besides burning? I'm kind of curious to know about little version of you, and like you discovering. Like, so, okay, that was one. I mean, was there anything that stands out to you growing up?
Little me was quiet.
Same.
I said,
we gotta have like a little tally here. Oh, look at this! I got a
do not
notepad
tally.
right here.
You will not have enough paper to tally.
I think
all
I'm
my
gonna start.
ums.
So that was 1,
Okay.
and actually 2 for just repeating what you just said.
That was in a sentence,
context,
though.
but-
Okay.
It still counts.
Okay. So I'm going to make a really weird face trying not to say that word that we just said I'm not going to say.
Okay. Well, let's just see how long we can keep it up.
And it looks like I sucked on a lemon because I'm trying so hard not to say it. At least this is on radio, though, and it's not on film. Because
there
who
isn't
knows?
video. So
You'd see my
I do have the
face
webcam
imploding.
on, but that'll be for another show.
Okay. Well, young me was quiet. I would only
Same.
speak privately to my core people.
Okay.
Some people didn't think I could speak. My immediate family didn't know that I could speak.
Wow.
And
so
then
you're just like that quiet where they probably thought you were like special needs and
I don't know. They didn't tell me
maybe
that,
just
but
like,
who knows? Yeah.
Like, hey, like talk. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, she never talks, but I didn't say anything unless I was comfortable. And I was mostly uncomfortable. So I was quiet all the time. And then one day I started talking. I think they said around like 8. And they're like, oh, wow, she's really smart. She could say real sentences and, you know. But I still kind of keep to myself for the most part. I only like open up in my certain group, right? My pocket. I'm reserved. I'm still reserved.
I think most people are. You know, it's like I introduce myself and, you know, give whatever speech to like, you know, people I introduce myself to, you know, whether it's clients or just strangers. But you really open up yourself more when it's like the core people, you know, your friends, and, you know, you could be comfortable and they know you and like, okay, I could be myself and not have to feel judged or, you know, oh, you said that, you know, like, why did you say that? Like, no, I just said it just to say it. So.
And not worrying about how they're going to take it, I
Correct.
think is a relief.
Strike 3.
Man.
But keep going.
So I think at my core, I'm an introvert, but occasionally I'm extroverted. It's going to be worse. Now there's too much pressure. So I get recharged by certain social interactions. So I think in that way I am an extrovert. But if I go past my limit of engaging with people,
Okay, so you have a social meter.
I have a social meter, and now
yes.
now I'm tired and I want to go
I
home.
love that meme, by the way. If you ever see the one with Michael B. Jordan, and he's just like, when your social meter runs out, he's just blankly looking in the distance and like, well, that's it.
That will happen to me, and that's when it's like when I'm no longer recharged, and now it starts depleting me.
Yeah.
And then I just like, okay, I'm gonna head out. You know.
I'm gonna go now.
I'm gonna go, yeah. And then I'm good for a while, and then I come out, and then I go in. It just depends. Now my new problem is I got to stop growling every time you catch my ums.
There goes
That one
again.
doesn't count.
It counts. That's a good one. I gotta obviously make this a game now. Every time I just gotta jot it down every time
You will win
someone
this game.
says
This is a struggle for me.
So it's a funny thing. There was a TV show, How I Met Your Mother, that actually became a drinking game. There was a show that she was a host, and college kids were watching her show, and they were like, okay, every time she says or but they would all drink. So it's just kind of funny how people catch those, and
You're
then
gonna
they
get
can make it a drink.
Drunk if
You know?
if you drink off of mine. I'm trying not to
Right
drink
now,
right now.
I know. I think I got like about 8 that I've jotted down. So
And that's only since you started counting the last
only
minute.
since I started counting. Exactly. Who knows before this or during the beginning. So there I go.
It's contagious.
It is contagious.
Okay,
But
you
let's-
take a drink, and then every time I
out.
say I'll take a drink.
I'm out. I
Let's
actually gotta
pause, refill,
Yeah.
and start this game.
So we're at minute 43.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, love. We're watching this British show with Ricky Gervais, and everything he says, like in just meeting and talking, conversating with
cunt?
people. No, it is cunt. He does say that, but everything's cheers. Everything's just cheers. Like cheers. Like, is that a greeting now? Is that like the common British term to greet or to?
I think
You
it's like
know?
the equivalent to the Spanish pues sí, which I hear now since I don't speak Spanish. I hear things and I try to like understand social context of things.
See, huh? I don't hear that very often.
Well, when I hear like George and his family speaking and someone's engaged, I feel like they use it like a cheers.
Okay.
But to me, all I hear is pussy.
Oh, okay. So you hear that kind of
Pussy.
It's kind of like one of those kind of like just
Yeah.
keeping the conversation kind of floating along in some way. You know which one I would hear a lot while we were in Barcelona? It was dale.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was like dale. Okay, or was it? Or was it a variation of that? I think it was something like that. It was like dale, like, you know, like give it effort, you know, that kind of translation. It was like, okay. Like, I get it, you know, it's like, you know, different cultures. It's good to know. So I'm kind of hoping to travel more to see more of that, different cultures.
Yeah, my current life goal right now is to learn Spanish. I've been practicing
So,
on and off for 15 years.
¿Hablas español poquito o nada?
Hablo poquito, entiendo mucho, pero no Puedo hablar completo.
Oh, no, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. I'm kind of the same way. So I'm very whitewashed. I'm very, like, my Spanish is so broken. Like, even if we just came from a family party, my niece's quinceañera, and there was family member from, like, all around the country that came, and I recognized a cousin. I felt so embarrassed not to go up to them and introduce, because I knew all they spoke was Spanish. And I was like so embarrassed to go up to them and just say hi, just because like I was gonna make a fool of myself with my broken Spanish.
Yeah, not knowing Spanish is hard, and it does take a lot of courage for anyone to learn another language. So anyone that speaks two languages, even if it's broken, and trying to learn Spanish has really made me respect it a lot.
Yeah.
People that are bilingual a lot more, because it takes a lot of courage to be willing to put yourself out there just to be able to learn another language. And so I do try to practice more. Growing up, we didn't speak it at all. It was all English all the time, unless my parents were keeping something from us.
Oh, okay. So when they were having their little side conversations, it'd be like, pues, da 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 da. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and so I also learned all the bad words, but never actual conversation.
It's funny because like my first language was Spanish, and I remember like that's all my parents spoke. It was Spanish, and I learned the English through Sesame Street and just commercials, you know, and just gotta write that one down.
Gotta take a drink.
Gotta take a drink. So we're playing a new game. Anytime anyone says we gotta drink.
All right.
And drink number 2. So yeah, it's funny that Spanish was my first language, and I learned English the second language, and it's just so broken, you know. It's like
if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose, yeah. That's so true. Yeah. So you just got to work on anything. So
yeah, so we've been trying to go. I'm trying to take the kids to Mexico because I can't teach them. Although I try to practice with them for myself, I'm often wrong. My pronunciation.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. That's another.
My pronunciation is off.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
I'm bilingual. We're never going to get anywhere.
Keep going.
But it's so good for them. So when we go to Mexico, we go for sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes a month we've gone. And when we come back, their understanding and fluency is so much better. Just from being, immersed in it.
Being around it, yeah. I remember being 3 years old, and my dad still swears to me like, no, you don't remember that. How could you remember? You were 3 years old. I'm like, I remember everything. Like, my first memory is literally my baptism.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah. That's when, like, my consciousness woke up, and
in the church.
I looked up,
How
and
biblical.
I'm all like, I looked at old photo albums, like, oh, I remember that day. And I was like, I'm in my little white suit. So I was like, yeah, I remember that. So I remember being little and remembering that. I remember having a memory of remembering that day. So it's like, I remember.
Sometimes my kids have memories, like they say, but I think they're just playing out the picture that they see.
You think so?
Sometimes I do. Like, I'm trying really hard not to say
I love it. Yeah, it does count.
You saw my brain shut off right there.
It did. It was like
really
loading.
It had a little mini
404
aneurysm.
area
Yes.
Error code.
Oh yeah, that's how I know you're a nerd, Jesse.
Yes, coding. Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I do think that. I think that sometimes also you hear a story when you're young so many times that you almost think that you actually remember it, but maybe you do. I don't know.
I think you do. I think it's like what we're doing now. We're unlocking the memories by triggering certain words or phrases or comments, or just like, oh yeah, like just kind of unlocking that little memory of like, yeah,
I
we're playing fire.
I don't trust my memory either. I don't know if you. No, I really don't.
Well, I mean, in a court of law, it is like the worst like evidence to be brought is like someone's eyewitness account. I get that, but it's like for us, their memories, it's our reality. Because we're remembering it, and it's like we can remember the details. So it's kind of like our reality that we've created. So
it's our perceived reality that we've created.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know. But I do think I don't have a good memory of my childhood.
What's your earliest memory? I told you mine. I mean, it was the baptism.
A lot of it is blocked out.
Really?
Yeah. I lean on my sister a lot for my memory. I lean on a lot of people for a lot of things, and half of my brain is one of them.
So, I mean, what is the earliest memory then? If you say a lot of it's blocked out, then how far back can you remember?
I can remember one time a domestic disturbance issue. I remember that at my aunt's house, and I was very little.
What would you say your age was?
Probably 6.
Really? Mm-hmm. So prior to that, like, I'm just kind of trying to gauge, like, kindergarten was a blank?
I remember learning numbers in kindergarten. Okay, so now you're
now we're unlocking some more.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I do remember that.
And
I
nothing
remember
before?
the playground at my elementary school, looking back, was incredibly unsafe and would never be existing by current standards.
I can imagine. I mean, I remember just being on a hot summer day in that metal slide.
Yes.
Everyone remembers that.
There was a lot of metal. I remember we had these fire poles, metal fire poles that you would climb up. Like, I don't know. Actually, I really don't know how tall they were. In my memory, they are 20 feet. I'll take another drink.
No. I was just getting ready, just in case. You didn't say the word.
Okay, good. But I remember them being about 20 feet in the air. Probably because I was so tiny, and then when you go all the way to the top, it feels huge. It was probably 6 feet. I have no idea. But it was probably still unsafe.
Yeah, it's just like a pole. It's like you could easily just fall over.
A pole with 2 little chains on the top and the bottom so that it wobbled. And then they had these metal bars that were, almost like gymnastics poles. Like, they would come from the ground and make a little...
Okay,
end.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you would just, like, flip at a higher height over and over again. We are not trained gymnasts.
We're not.
We're landing
Was there any kind of, at least, like, wood chips or, like, rubber?
It was either wood chips or sand. That I can't remember.
I remember sand.
But the insurance nerd in me says that those two are bad.
Yes.
And if you land wrong on wood chips, it's worse than if you landed on, like, something else.
You know, you get little splinters or something.
So,
that's funny.
Yeah, that thing was definitely not up to code. It was a poor school. We grew up poor.
I remember being little and just looking at the field was massive. You know, just it almost seemed infinite, like just so huge. But then you look back on it, it's like, it really wasn't that big.
Yeah, now that you're like...
Yeah, you're bigger. You know, it's just like everything looks bigger when you're little. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I don't trust my memory. You know, it's half there. So I bounce a lot of my perceived memories off my sister. And off my childhood friends. And then together they help me remember what the actual truth was versus my perception of it.
I like those unlocked. Now that we're kind of having this conversation with unlocked memories, I remember having these conversations with friends during the high school days and during the party days. Like, yeah, don't you remember this party? Da-da-da-da. We did this, we did that. And I was like, no. I have no idea what you're talking about. You did this and you did that. I'm like, no, I have no clue what you're talking about. Like, it doesn't even like have a inkling of what that memory was. But it's kind of cool to kind of hear it from their perspective. It's like, well, tell me about it. What did I do? So it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of cool. You know, or you run into people like you have no idea what their name is. Or how do I know this person?
Feeling, and that happens to me way too often. Where
Really?
I don't remember people's names.
Okay, I'm really bad with names. So I still struggle with even like some of Amanda's family members' names because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's been a while. Like, what was her name? I'm super bad at it. Damn it. I was doing so good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Like, it's funny because yesterday we went to, it's not the same.
It is the same. Okay, it's called a filler word. I just remembered it. It's a filler word.
But we're stuck on the one word.
No, you used a filler word.
Okay, but we're drinking game is,
okay, fine.
So that's another one.
That will be level 2.
Okay, level 2. Yesterday we were at dinner. Someone that I knew from my past. I'm like, I think I know him. And then obviously they remember me and they came up to me and said hello and hi and like, okay, I do know them. You know, just, but they look so different. Just, you know, they changed and I was like, do I know him? And then she said like, he looks rough. You know, like, yeah, that's why I didn't recognize him. You know, because he looked rough. You know, it's like, that's not how I remember him. But yeah.
Time
God
can be
damn
cruel.
it.
Time can be cruel to us all.
There I go again. Yes. Very, very true. Very true. I don't like feeling like that, you know, exactly. Like someone comes at you and knows you, but you don't know them. Or, you know, it's like one of those like, damn Damn it. There we go again.
See,
I'm
now
doing this to myself.
I made you consciously aware of it, and now you can't break it.
Yes.
You will, though.
But this
I bet
is
you
good
the next
training.
Time, yeah, the next time
This
you
is
won't.
good training. This is like, obviously, this is
I'm giving
the
you a free
reason
Toastmasters
behind.
lesson.
Yes, we're sharpening our skills, our linguistics.
Sharpening our saw, as they say.
Yes. The what?
They say sharpening your saw. You sharpen
Saw?
Yeah, saw.
Oh.
Like an
actual
knife.
physical saw.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
knife. It's an expression.
Yeah.
Like you continue to sharpen your skills.
Okay. Well, I like it. It's helping us be better linguistics experts.
Yeah. The power of effective communication is so important.
Correct. And we're also making it a drinking game, so we're over here.
That's really why I'm
Having
in it to
some
win
drinks.
it. I'm in it to win it here.
Okay.
You're
Well,
gonna
right now,
see-
I think I'm still winning. I'm not chalking one notes or anything.
You started counting yourself later in the game.
I did.
though. You're playing catch up.
So
and
I
you're
am
doing
playing
great.
catch up. So I'm doing okay. But the more you kind of like keep playing, it's like, oh man, I didn't realize how often I say the word, just to kind of give that little break and mental just pause of talking. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
this is good.
game plan to win this round is to just make you talk more.
I
Then-
get it. I knew that's what
then
you were
I'm
kind of going at.
guaranteed
You're
to
just
win.
like,
I'm physically keeping my mouth shut where I can. Otherwise, I will say.
but no,
the word.
we're this is the guest side of the show. It's like we're here to learn more about you. So let's unlock some more memories that
Okay.
are hidden away.
Okay.
You know, let's talk more about like growing up and what stands. I mean, like I was just talking about the whole party memories and friends telling me memories I don't even remember. I mean, so do you have any of those effect? Anything that stands out to you?
Well, I remember a lot of my early youth, I guess. Not my younger years, but my party years. I remember a lot of that. I changed it to I.
Good
reeled
one.
it
Good
in.
catch.
I got you. Could I give me a little extra?
Yeah.
Mark that off.
I might deduct one.
I just said it.
There you go. So, what do you remember?
Well, I was a good kid. I got good grades.
Ah.
And then I started rebelling, I guess.
Okay. How old were you?
I was 14.
14. So, freshman year?
Yeah, the summer before freshman year. And then I started doing stuff that I would not want my kids to be doing.
Well, you're adolescence. You're discovering the world. So, I think we all go through it. So, it's pretty common.
It was definitely like...
You can do it in mild doses. I don't know how extreme it went, but you do it all in mild doses. It's all just discovering the world and your identity.
I was learning a lot, yeah, about myself and about things that I would tolerate, things, figuring out what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do and stuff.
Yeah, we all go through that. What stands out to you? Like, was there anything crazy that you were like, oh my God, I wish I could have done a reset button?
Well, I was drinking at 14, and I should not have been drinking, obviously. But at the same time, it taught me a lot where I don't feel compelled to drink. I can
that's good.
I can go a year without having a drink or whatever. I only drink socially. Back then, I also only drank socially. I was just a lot more social.
Everyone was just kind of like around, hey, we got a 12-pack or,
Yeah, but I wasn't living within my limits. I wasn't putting myself in a safe position at all times. And as a young female, it's
I can imagine
to be cognizant of those things.
I'm glad you bring that up because obviously you're female out in the world and that young and obviously having some drinks. It can be unsafe sometimes, especially some of the parties that we all went to. It's like we know they were in the rough part of town or out of town somewhere.
Go into the rough
some
part.
distance, just people you just don't know.
I was hanging out with people that were too old to be hanging out with with me and my friends. Looking back now, like, why? Why were they hanging out with me?
I'm kind of curious that because like it was kind of like we brought this conversation up before, but it's kind of like, okay, like growing up, I mean, there was girls obviously that dated older guys, but it's when I became that older guy, like there was zero appeal to even have a conversation with someone younger that was underage. So like, where did these guys come from?
Yeah, the life experiences that I was having at 14 compared to some of the people I was hanging out with, there was nothing in common. And we were just looking for a good time.
Good save.
I'm just going to turn all my filler words into eyes. I'm just going to drag it out.
Okay.
That's my fail-safe.
Good one.
You may want to take notes and try it.
I think I'll try it. I
Who
think
knows how it's going to sound in editing.
You know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I, long pause.
But let me see. Where was I going with this? I forgot.
Where were you going with this?
So, yes, I would drink. I was going to a lot of parties. I knew where all the parties were. I would just hang out with strangers. And if I didn't bring the right people with me, I wasn't always putting myself in a safe position. I will thank my mom, though, for making us watch Lifetime movies, which I have a passion for now.
So you have like those little life lessons
little life lessons through it. One was the date rape drug.
Really?
Which to always be aware of it. And
always guard your drink.
And so I always did. So even being that young and careless, I still cared about a few things that Lifetime taught me, which was open your own drink and cover your drink. Never leave your drink unattended. And
it's funny, you heard about it. I never saw it, or I never heard of any cases or instances
as a male,
where it
maybe
happened.
you didn't. As a female,
Would you hear it?
I've had conversations with women who have been victim of date rape.
Really?
And it's a shame.
Interesting.
And it makes me sad.
I've never heard that, so it's kind of great that you, at least from your side, you heard those things and it was
I've
a conversation.
I've heard terrible stories from people that I've actually know where people were not taking care of them. And if that's my biggest thing that I can teach my kids is take people with you that will take care of you.
Correct.
If for some reason you can't take care of yourself, you need to have, for lack of a better word, like the mom in the group.
Yes.
And that mom could change for the day. The person that's herding the sheep.
The mom or the dad. Because I was, in some sense of the way, I was kind of like the dad. I'd always be the one driving or making sure everyone's okay. But it's so kind of interesting. So when you kind of go back to you heard those stories, it's like I would hear it, but I would hear it more of like that person drank too much. Like tequila or vodka or just way too much beer. And they would just be incapacitated. And incapacitated obviously left some guys that were just like, taking advantage of that. So those are the stories I heard.
Right.
But never like, okay, they were purposely drugged or purposely, given something for that.
Who knows that they weren't? Who knows that any of those women that you saw that were completely incapacitated were not actually given a drug?
That could be a possibility, but more or less, I mean, because this is just me, obviously you see people, they act drunk, they go throw up, they do this, and then after that, stages of drunkenness, they pass out. And that's usually where the guy is kind of like, okay, smell blood in the water and go after that.
So disturbing, but yeah.
It is. It really is. It's sad. But yet you have those BFFs, those, safeguards of people around you that you keep that will like, no, you're not touching her. You're not going in that room. Sleep it off, blah, blah, blah. It's like, don't worry about it. Those are the people you need to keep around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was fortunate enough to do that. Where I had those people.
So you played that role more than anything?
No,
like, you think?
It was a balance.
Or you had people around you?
It was a balance.
Okay.
So depending on the day. And I think that was it, is knowing who's in charge that day to make sure that everyone at the end of the day is safe. Because everyone wants to have a good time, but you also need to be safe. And usually, making young females, if you're all drinking, you're now vulnerable. And everyone wants to have a good time, but at the same time, you need someone to kind of make sure that boundaries are being respected, limits, everyone's, working within their own individual limits, and everyone is safe. That way it's not a bad memory for anyone. It's
funny you mentioned limits because, the other people have more of a higher tolerance and some people have way less tolerance.
I used to have a really high tolerance.
Really?
I used to throw them back.
Okay, just throw them back.
Now
it's less.
I'm a lightweight, which now I appreciate more because now I'm buying my own drinks.
Yeah. Well, now you don't have to buy as many. You're like, I can just do that.
This is so much more economical. And if there's one thing that is a characteristic about me, it's how frugal I am, aka cheap.
That's good though. It's like you're self-conscious. It's almost kind of like a game. You find little ways to kind of save this, save that, or obviously look for bargains. So it's kind of like it's a game. You find things interesting. You make world interesting. Like if you could look at life and like, all right, this is a game. I want to win. If you have that enthusiasm, that childlike
like
spirit.
This game that I'm about to win right now.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty good without making our words.
Or maybe we've drank too much and we've lost count.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess we have the record. So we could always go back and I'll be like, okay, well, does the tally make sense? So
Okay.
right now I got, give or take, 25, 20.
And I have less, right?
I'm tallying it up, both
Total?
us.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
I should do a column for you and me.
I thought it was. I'm competitive. I thought this
Okay.
was competitive. I thought
No.
I had less in my column at this point.
I was just tallying it up.
Okay.
But that's a good one. I'll do it for like a little column, like right now. I'll start.
It's gonna
So-
get serious.
Yeah, let's go back to those stories back in the days. You know, like who was the driver? Who was kind of like, hey, I know of this
I
party.
was never the driver.
Who was kind of like the one spearheading?
I was never the driver, and I would spearhead us into trouble.
Okay, so you would just be like, I know this place, or I know this person.
Oh yeah, I thought I was like the business party planner lady.
Okay.
So I had a little notebook because we're on paper, and I would know all the addresses. I'd have,
That's so funny.
and I would know where to go, and we would just go there. And my friends that were driving that day, I'd be like,
Does
okay,
anything
let's do
stand
this.
out? Like, you know, like a crazy story that you'd be like, oh my goodness, we shouldn't have done this, or anything where
One
it
that does
involved...
stand out.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. I want to hear this.
There is one where we were, I think it was celebrating my birthday or a friend's birthday, and we were at a friend's house who had an empty pool. And
Those are always fun.
yeah, so we did the birthday cake, and then it turned into like a cake fight, and then I was chasing someone and throwing cake at them. Clearly alcohol was involved. And
Clearly.
yeah, they threw it at me, and so we're running, and we were running around the pool, and I remember chasing someone and saying, I'm gonna get you. And the second I said that, I fell in the empty pool in the deep end.
Wow.
And
there
I
was still a
kid you not,
puddle of water?
there was the gross algae water at the black at the bottom.
Yes.
And it was almost like in a movie scene where like the music cuts. You hear it like,
the record scratch?
it scratched. Everyone went silent. They thought I died.
I mean, given how deep it is, I would think you'd at least be very hurt, very
Yeah,
injured.
I slipped on cake, fell in the deep end. It went silent. The guy I was chasing was now in the shallow end because we went around the pool. Turns around, looks at me, and then I get off the slush at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get you, because I was so gone that I didn't
Yeah.
even feel the pain.
Just bounced up.
Just bounced up and continued
Just
it.
kept going.
And I'm covered in gross muck. I ended up taking a shower at that house and
Good.
putting on the
New clothes?
Yeah, like gym clothes that were there.
Okay, new clothes.
That
Okay.
was given to me, and I remember taking
Wow.
a shower. I had like cake in my crack, and my thigh was black already.
Really?
The whole thigh was
so
black.
you fell on your side on the thigh?
I fell on my side. So what happened was, looking back at the evidence,
Okay, yeah, let's
there was
review the evidence.
there was a line of cake where my hand slid down the wall, and you could just see it like holding on. So I think that
Okay.
kind of helped like displace.
You're trying to break your fall almost?
Yeah, it displaced some of that. No memory of really that piece, just the instinct of it. But you could see the cake. And so I think when my hand kind of broke it a little bit, but my hip took most of it against the side, and then it slid down to the bottom. So I had a bruise on my thigh for almost like a month, and it was huge.
Wow.
Yeah. But,
Well, at least no broken bones.
yeah, nothing broken, but I
That's
walk
good.
funny. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You're just sore? You're like a limp?
My hip does pop a little bit when I walk. I don't know if that's old age or
It might be.
could be that. Who knows?
Mine does that just this morning, just walking downstairs for grab a cup of coffee.
Maybe you
My
fell in a pool.
No. I mean, I did, but no. Ankle pops. Just ankle pops, just walking down the steps and just, I don't know, old age.
Getting old is fun. So if I sit for too long and then I stand up, I'll bend to like my knees and then my ankle pops. It's like, what is this little...
My thing, I try to consciously avoid making those old man...
That is a life goal for
those
me.
little
The grunts.
things, yes.
Yeah, no, my
Up or
personal
down.
goal is when I get in and out of my car is to not make a
Old people
grunting
sound?
noise. Yes. And I'm failing hard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the conscious effort to not do that. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't want to do that because it's like, yeah, that's the sign of old age, and just for not even just getting up. It's like, really, you're
getting up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to make a grunt, but it's
That's
old
how
age.
I realize now. So my dad, he used to always yawn so loud.
Okay.
And it would drive me batty. And so, like, who does that? But now I realize it's like an old people thing.
It is.
The older you get, the louder you become. And I know why. You know why that is?
What's that? Why do you think?
Well, it's because the older you get, the more silent your inside voice becomes. And so your inside voice is now
becomes your outside voice.
And that's why the older you get, the more you talk to yourself.
Okay.
So
I could see that.
So the older you get, you feel compelled to grunt because physically inside, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, you're like,
and now it just becomes a thing. And that's why a
it.
lot of older people, like maybe like even senile,
yeah,
they talk to themselves a lot.
Okay.
Because that's their inside voice.
That's so funny. That's kind of like pretty interesting. I wonder if I'll do that later on in life. Just kind of like sitting at a Denny's and like, what the fuck?
I do that at work all day. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh,
okay, I mean those little things. Yeah, we do. Like you have those what the fuck moments.
So that was an adjustment for me after COVID.
Okay.
Was going back into the office and not saying what the fuck to my computer all the time. Trying to keep my unprofessional voice inside and my professional voice outside.
I remember from making that jump from the field to the professional setting of being in the office, I had to find ways to kind of handle certain situations. And I remember I used to get overwhelmed. And my little trick was listening to piano.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's why that little thing helped me stay calm so much. So now I make it an emphasis to kind of listen to classical music or just music that's relaxing. So right now it's like whiskey blues. I'll listen to that soft melody, soft just music in the background. So it kind of keeps you calm. Like, all right, I got to deal with this shit sandwich. Let's take another bite. Sandwich. Yeah, let's take another bite and let's keep going. You kind of have to just plow through. I mean, do you have any of those little tips or tricks that you do to kind of deal with, the office life?
So I like to block out my calendar for me because time sucks and they'll just suck up your time.
Yes.
And that is something that I like to do. At night, I struggle to fall asleep. So
what do you do?
I listen to the Calm app. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I
think I've heard of it.
And I get it for free from my insurance because I think it costs money. Like if you have Kaiser, it's covered. And
I've learned more companies are doing more things like
thoughtful
that.
meditation is really huge right now.
Like I have a friend that his company offered him just gym membership.
Yeah.
Just there you go.
Most of it's always been there. No one uses it. A lot of that stuff has been available. And so that is available and I love it. So at nighttime I play mindful meditations to go to sleep.
And what is it? Is it just like white noise? Or
they have that option, but I like thoughtful meditation where it like tells you how to breathe. And just by doing the breathing, I end up falling asleep. And that helps shut down my brain because I don't shut down. I'll just keep going.
So you don't kind of just spend hours on the phone scrolling through social media or scrolling through news articles or anything like that?
I mean, I could, but when it's time for me to go to bed, I'll use the app and I'll shut it down.
Okay.
I've even used it on my kids because there's like a kids version of it.
Oh, okay.
And when they're anxious about something the next day, like a field trip or something fun, like usually when we travel.
Yeah, you're getting ready to go to Disneyland or something.
Yeah. I remember that as a kid I couldn't sleep. We're so excited. And then at Disneyland, you're so tired.
Or the day before Christmas. It's like, it's Christmas. It's like, you get it so excited. You don't want to sleep.
You don't want to shut down. It's so hard. So I use it for the kids too, and it's really helpful. And I'm good.
You're good. You're pretty good. Yes. I think I feel the same way here. I haven't caught myself on a word.
And what else do I do to deal with that? That's pretty much, I think those things have been really helpful for me.
Massages. Just FYI.
That's nice.
So me and her, we do the massages, the couples massages. I mean, she likes it, the deep tissue, which fuck no, I'm okay with deep tissue. Getting an elbow in my back isn't my favorite. So a nice, soothing, Swedish, soft, calming massage with, the music and the lighting and the smells. It helps. It helps just kind of put you at ease. It helps just like melted butter. You just got put me on a warm piece of bread and just melt me butter. Just I'm good.
Yeah, I think you're hungry.
So good. No, I ate before, so I actually fixed this up some lunch. So I'm good.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, I'm that good of a husband. I made us lunch and breakfast sometimes.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that's my little tricks right there. Is just listening to good, calm music. If I could pass that on to anybody that's listening, it's like calm music, massages, and just conversating with people that you could trust, that you could talk to. because you can't bottle inside. You know, and I guess we're all going back to that mental health thing. So it's like,
I feel like that is the theme of your podcast, and I think it's
kind of,
which is so important.
Yeah, and I think this conversation like just helps keep things going, keeps that conversation, so people realize that, you know, it's like you could talk about things. You could talk about things and not feel like, oh shit, you know, it's like I got a bottle inside, and it's gonna manifest in weird fucking ways, like, you know, take it out on people. Because I went through that phase where I was working at a job that I was unhappy, and driving like hours and hours of traffic. Come home, just have little bits of rage, aggression, and I was like, this isn't me. Like, what's going on? Like, well, why am I doing this? And it was just one of those like, okay, I need to fix this, and you find ways to fix it, and you try to talk to people, but sometimes you can't always find the people to talk to.
Right.
So you just do it yourself. You know, like, all right, what do I got to do?
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to have like a therapist or a third party person that's not involved, because it's nice to talk to your friends and family, but they're also too invested in a sense. They know the dynamics. They know too much of all the different dynamics to where their opinion or input may not be completely unbiased. And although it is nice to get it out and sometimes to feel validated, at the same time, it's good to have somebody that's completely outside perspective with no agenda whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then helping
outside
you
the
work
box,
through it.
fresh perspective. So we're hitting that 1 minute or 1 hour and 17 minutes.
After you edit all the ums,
yes,
it's only going to be 45 minutes.
I think I just said one right there. So that was one. I'm going to take a drink.
If you edit out all the ums, no one will know what we're talking about.
I know. Exactly. I'm going to leave the ums. So I'm going to count them myself. So in closing, I guess we're just going to kind of wrap this up and just kind of give us some last words of wisdom, like how you just gave. But, you know, if you want to expand on what you said, or if you have some other message maybe you want to kind of convey to the audience as far as like what you want to say.
So my favorite quote right now is from Abraham Lincoln, and it came on
Nice.
it was on like a workshop, but he says something, and it's not exact obviously because I've been drinking, but he says something about how I don't like that man very much, I must get to know him better. And so I've been thinking on that a lot, and how everyone has their own story. And so I think your podcast is so important in sharing that story, because
that's what I want.
No, it's so easy to not like people, but it's only because you don't understand their perspective. And first impressions are usually just not always accurate. Although there's instinct, sometimes first impressions could just be someone having a bad day. And that's one of my favorite quotes, because I think it helps people have a better understanding for one another, and I think that is lacking. So that was my imparting wisdom right there, is just to give people a chance and to learn their story, and maybe realize that not everyone is so different. We're all just in it. That's great. That's so awesome to hear. And absolutely, you know, I think we're all just kind of like trying to figure this out, and let's get to know each other better. And this kind of helps, is just kind of bringing on different people from different perspectives, ages, and backgrounds, just to kind of share their opinions and perspectives, so that way we could kind of get to know them better, get to know the world better. And in closing, I guess we'll just leave it as that. And thank you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.